YouTube, what is going on? Chris Journos Comics. Man, guys, live stream here today because I felt like just being here to open this awesome act of kindness that I received live with some of you all. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching. And you guys as well will be able to sit and be surprised as I am opening up this box here. So as always, to those watching on the replay, I say fast forward a couple minutes. I always like to wait, allow some viewers to hop on. But I do have this this box right here. I'm actually gonna Isaac the man. Hey Isaac, I know you've been waiting patiently, but ever since you gave me more details about what to see with Flash, it is on my list. Now I've been behind on my videos just because other things have been coming up. But I want you to know that most likely, if not this week, next week, I'll be showing off some Flash books. Because this week I do have my contest. My contest wrapped up, and I have to do all the contest announcements and so forth. So I'll get to it. Simon's in the building. What's going on, Simon? So guys, Simon is live with us. Really cool. I got an awesome act of kindness from him. Sitting right here. We're gonna wait a few minutes, let some folks get in. I'm gonna grab a knife actually. Because I'm about to get busy on this box. So let's just talk about a few things real quick. First and foremost, I hope everyone is safe and doing well. Simon says, take your time, man. He's been Isaac's been wanting to see some Flash books for a minute. You know, I wish I had more for him. I wish I had more Bronze Age Flash stuff, but I don't. But I'll be showing off some stuff for him real soon. And then let's see what else is going on, man. Crazy. I just want to put this out there. It's been a crazy world for all of us the last few months, and it just seems to keep getting crazier. And you know, I just want everyone. I don't want to get into necessarily the politics of things, but I do want to first and foremost let everyone know that I hope you guys are all taking the time to you know, be in good spirits, to think positively within yourself and not without, but you know, what you put out into the world, for yourself, for your family, your loved ones, your friends, and community members, and you know, I always talk about being unified. And man, do we need it more than ever right now? It's crazy times, but I'm thankful to be here with you all. I'm thankful to have been surrounded with so much kindness lately. Actually, if you guys haven't seen my video that I posted today, go check that out. Another act of kindness. Just I had an issue with missing some books from my print subscriptions in the mail, and some random LCS owner just saw a post in a group and hit me up and said, you know what, I'm going to send you those books. And I did a video about that. So guys, go check that out, because I put the information to Ryan is his name. He stateofcomics.com. He has an online site as well as a brick and mortar in the Michigan area. So really cool dude, man. There's just been so much good things happening, even though we're in the midst of, you know, a lot of tumultuous you know, stuff going on worldwide. So just keep focusing on the positive, everyone, as much as you can. Simon was checking out that video. Yes, Xavier Burr, what's going on? Thanks for joining. So yeah, guys. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is, man. Simon, thank you so much. Simon was also talking to me about getting a possible commission done. I've actually had a lot of people hit me up. If you guys don't know Matt with the Boy Who Had 7 channel, go check him out. The Boy Who Had 7. I did a commission piece for him, a custom cover commission piece, and we did he opened it live with me, as a guest on his channel, and man, it was awesome. He loved it, and it got a lot of people hitting me up. But go check out that video if you haven't yet. If you're not subbed to The Boy Who Had 7, go check him out too. Man, like people kept hitting me up that day, all night, and it was so hard for me to keep up. But I have some other non-comic related commissions going on right now, so I have 2 of those, and then I have a few comic book ones lined up. So I'm trying to pump them out, man. I'm trying to stay on top of all those, but it's tough. But it's good for me because I enjoy doing it, and I get to earn money. Light up the darkness, absolutely, absolutely, man. There's a really good song. I don't know how many of you are into reggae, but there's a really good song by Ziggy Marley called "We Are One." We are one. It's a really good song that I recommend diving into right now. It's just, feeling a positive vibes and having a positive spirit. Another one is oh shoot, I forget his name. I believe he's of Jewish descent. Matasayu, is that his name? He has that kind of a mesh style where he brings in a lot of kind of reggae elements to his music, but he has a song called what's it? Is it just called Light? I think it might just be called Light, but something like I Am the Light or something. And man, it's deep and it's powerful. So I recommend you guys go checking those two songs out. Matasayu, was that his name? It's been a minute. And then Ziggy Marley, We Are One. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I got to do some shows with the Marley brothers some years back, so that was awesome. All right, all right, all right. Yes, Simon says, great problem to have when you are stacked with commissions. Yes, indeed. Man, I can't wait, guys. I want to shout out a Friday night show. For those that don't know, we are into episode 4 this Friday. Me and my co-host Jeff, Comic Book Canon, live Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have an awesome show coming up this Friday as well. If you haven't subscribed, go check out Comic Book Canon. That's Canon with 2 N's. Subscribe to our YouTube. Check us out on Instagram at Comic Book Canon. What else is going on, man? We got, books are back into play. Big shout out to Bubs Comics and Meta Rock for featuring me on their show yesterday. We got to talking about some 90s comics and talked about what the future of comics will look like in the next, 10, 20 plus years. So, all right. So we got some folks in here, man. I think I'm going to go ahead and start opening this box. Let me do one final clear the air to see if I got everything off my plate. I got my 1,500 subscriber. I can't talk today. I got my 1,500 subscriber contest that wrapped up Monday morning, basically. I'm getting everyone together. I'm going to do a randomizer to pick the winners this week. I don't know if I'm going to do that live yet. I will see. I got just so much going on. It might just be a video. And then I got Friday night show with Comic Book Canon. And I got basically two videos in the work still. One, showing off my custom unit. I'm going to have that pumped out this week. And then for my guy, Isaac, going to show off some flash books next week. So that's kind of what's on my table. But you know me, like with videos, I just kind of, stuff will come up and I'll just make a video about it. Not everything's so planned, So, all right, that's about it on my list. Anybody got any questions or things to discuss while I'm getting into this box here? Isaac says, I just got my first signed CGC comic book. That's awesome, man. I think you brought up in a stream a while back that you had sent this book off. Can you remind us what book was that and who was it signed by? All right, guys, I'm going in on this. Again, big shout out to Simon, man. He did not have to do this. It's a lot of tape. Lots of tape. There we go. I'm going to put it right down here in front of me. I heard that there's more talk about the basketball season possibly starting back up at the end of July or something. That's cool. For those sports fans, man. I know I'm missing baseball right now. I love just having baseball. You know how a lot of people say baseball is boring, but I love having baseball on in the background, even if I'm not full on watching it. It's just the cadence of hearing, the ball the crack of the bat on the ball, and just the whole atmosphere of baseball is very, very soothing to me. is a stress reliever, is very much like meditation to me, man. And to me, there's no experience of being at a game, fresh grass, nice weather, and just, you know, enjoying a nice, beautiful day outside while enjoying baseball, man. And I miss it. It's a crazy world without sports, and it's funny how we cling to sports as, you know, ways to stay connected or just find purpose in life. And hey, I'm down with it. All right. Cool. We got a letter here. We got a letter. Crack of the bat on the ball. Great sound. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Okay. Isaac. It was signed by Tom Baker, who played the fourth. Oh, Doctor Who. Nice. Awesome, man. What did it get? What grade did it get? Okay. We got a letter from Simon here. He says, "Hey, Chris. First off, hope all is well with you and yours. So I was watching your new room tour, and there was one part that I saw that made me go, and gave me this idea. Thanks for the content. Thanks for the creativity. And most of all, thank you for always keeping positive, brother, because that's what we all need, even if we don't realize it." Right on, Simon. Absolutely, man. And, you know, it's like I said at the beginning of this video, it's tough. It is tough because there's just so much going on in the world, man. And, you know, it's just, we got to continue to be grateful and thankful for, you know, the things that we have. Funny because I was just watching, I'm a big Sarah McLachlan fan. I don't know about you guys. I like all kind of musics. But Sarah McLachlan, before I get into this box, I'm stalling here. I'm making everyone wait. 9.0 on that book. That's awesome, Isaac. So before I get into the box, I see, ooh, I don't see what it is yet, guys. I'm just letting you know, but this is on top, and then there's some card, like paper bags covering whatever it is. So before I get into it, I've talked a little bit before about my trials and tribulations as a teenager coming of age, the dark path that I went down. And really interesting thing, I had a English teacher. I was a mess in high school. I was a mess. I was drunk, high every day, getting into crap, getting arrested, and all this other stuff. And it was a bad time in my life. And I don't know how I graduated, but I had an English teacher, Miss Rillingale. Rest in peace. She has passed away. She died a couple years ago now of cancer. And I had her in 10th grade, and that was like 10th grade. I was at the worst. You know, when I was 15, I was at the worst of my life. And I didn't really realize like her influence then, but there was an influence there. And I remember her coming up to me after a class a couple times and just like checking in with me. And she's like, "Are you doing okay?" And she would always just be there like she was watching and she knew, but I never, I mean, like I said, I would go to school like freaking high and drunk or on it, taking who knows what kind of drugs. And anyways, I had her again for my senior year. And during my senior year, that's when I started like waking up to like, I need to change my life or I'm going to end up in a bad space, like 6 feet under in a freaking jail cell. And I had her again for English. And for those that know that don't know, I'm a writer in many ways. I write music. I'm a writer just in general, and I'm aspiring to be a high school English teacher, and hopefully we'll go on to be a English professor in college. So I love English. And I had her again in my senior year, where I was like, I still wasn't like you know, figuring it all out, but I was like, okay, I started like not hanging out with the people that I came up with, and just really started to get my life back on track. I think I was still smoking a lot of weed, and I wasn't very motivated, but I stopped drinking, and I stopped just doing dumb-ish, right? And I realize now how much this Miss Rillingale influenced me. And one thing that she introduced me to was Sarah McLachlan. All right, and some of you may be like, "Oh, alternative, like contemporary pop rock," right? Nah, man, Sarah McLachlan is dope. She is deep. You guys haven't listened to her. Like, I was going through something in my life where I started listening to her music, and it was like very self-reflective, right? A lot of people think some of her stuff is just love songs and all this, but no, because a lot of times she's like talking about self-realization and loving yourself and coming out of the darkness into the light and all this stuff. So Sarah McLachlan, over the next couple of years after I graduated high school, her music helped me like find strength in spirituality, to start making better for myself and finding who I was. And you know, the irony of Miss Rillinghale and the support that she gave me was that she got to see me graduate college. She didn't see me like I posted on Facebook. She was my friend on Facebook, and I got to post all the pictures and my whole journey through college. And I went back to college at age 30. And you know, so when I did at the end of graduation, we all got a white flower. And ultimately, I took a picture of that white flower. I gave it to my counselor, my school counselor, that really helped me through school, college, that is. But I came home and I made this post and wrote this whole speech out. And I gave that flower to 3 people that were pivotal in my life. And that was my 6th grade teacher that before I went down that dark path, like just was an amazing man, an amazing teacher. He brought the love of baseball out for me. He really inspired me. And that showed later in life. And then it was Miss Rillinghale in high school through like my darkest time really inspired me. And I saw it was like hindsight 2020 looking back. And then in college, I had the same college professor for English, for all my English classes. And she is the one that really brought me into my writing and said, you can be an inspiration in this subject. And that's where I was like, I want to teach high school and I want to help kids like me that weren't, you know, that needed, you know, role models in that inspiration when I was lost and turned out. And, you know, Miss Rillinghale was that for me. So she got to see that. And then ultimately, like just a couple months later, she passed away of cancer. So that really meant a lot to me. Yeah, but I don't know where I was started with that, guys. But yeah, I was listening to some Sarah McLachlan lately. Oh yeah, I realize now, man. So that kind of went in a whole 360. But she has a song called "World on Fire," man, and I was like wanting to listen to it right now because it just speaks to the world. And I brought up the official video. In the official video, you guys should go check it out. Sarah McLachlan, "World on Fire" official video. It's basically her in her house with like a webcam, just streaming, playing the music. And then it says, we usually invest like $500,000 for a music video. But instead of doing that, watch her play. And this is what that money's going to go to. And it talked about like how it could go to, you know, bringing water to communities in Africa that have to walk 6 miles a day just for a bucket of water, where malnourished children, even when they get food, they can't process it because they're so malnourished because they don't have the medicines or the nutrients and the vitamins to. And all this money could have helped like thousands and thousands of individuals for weeks and months and all this stuff. And that's big for me, man. So, you know, I know we all try to do our little part, our small part. I say, like, I change the world every day by giving back to my kids, because they're the future. But, you know, we all got to do what we can, but let's try to think globally at the same time, right? So that was my point there. All right, enough ranting, comic books and pop culture and fun stuff, right? Let's get into this. All right, Simon, you still with me? Oh, crap. Oh, wow. I see a foot. This is mostly what I see, but I see a foot. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Wow. 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 Simon. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Hey, not only this, Simon, but you know what you helped me out with? I needed some bubble wrap to use. No, honestly, I'm going to send out some books to CGC that I've been sitting on, and I needed some bubble wrap, but oh my goodness. All right, guys, there's 3 things in here, and I'm going to show them off one at a time. All right, guys. Okay, so in my room tour video, I showed off something that I had on display, and they were pieces of something bigger. And I had two pieces out of 5. And Simon sent me the 3 that I was missing. And it's the 1984 Voltron Lions. Oh my goodness. We got the red one, the red lion, yellow lion, and blue lion. And I have the black lion and the green lion. Wow, Simon. I'm speechless, man. Thank you so much. Maybe I should have did this on a video because now that we're live, I don't even, man. I said this in my video today too, guys, talking about the comic book shop owner that was sending me a couple comic books out of the kindness of his heart. It's like, I'm so like modest and try to be so humble that I'm so taken back by stuff like these. And I really feel, I could sit here, Simon, and say thank you a million times, but that isn't enough to really, speak to the gratitude in my heart. And wow, I mean, yeah, I'm blown away, man. To put a little context, guys, I'm a big Voltron fan. A really interesting thing too is I hope this isn't taken the wrong way because I am a blessed individual, but I never had Voltron toys when I was a kid. And now the original Voltron toys are extremely expensive. I don't know if they were crazy even in the 80s, like, but I remember my cousins had all the original ones and whatnot, and I never had any Voltron. I had some Transformer toys, but I never had Voltron toys, and I don't know why. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound like I was I have not. My parents, did really I had a great childhood until my teenage years. And Christmas was always amazing, and I had so much love in my house, and I was raised by my parents and my grandmother in my household. And but for some reason I was deprived of Voltron. So when the new Legendary Defender series came out, I was saving some money because my son was watching it, and he's a big Transformers head too. But I wanted to get him the connecting ones for him, and I was able to buy the ones that don't connect and I flipped those because I saw that they were hot. Now not so much. They kind of got hot and then dropped, but I was able to flip them, and then I bought 2 sets of the this size, this side ones that connect, of the new legendary ones, not the 84 ones. So I still have those in the boxes, but then I gave my son all the lions, and he was able to have them as toys and open them up and play with them and connected them. But then right after they did that, the 84 ones came out, and those were really hard to find. And I was like, man, well, I just got the legendary one. I did find I actually got the black lion on sale because the box had a dent in it. So I talked my way of like 10% off that, and then I got the green one. But I didn't find any more like at the Targets or Walmarts. And I don't know, this was like at least 2 years ago now. So Mike, what's going on, man? But so man, yeah, that's the story behind it. Like if the 84 one came out before the legendary one, I would have totally invested in the 84 one because it's just, I mean, obviously that's my nostalgia. And the 84 Lions I mean, the new ones are cool too, but just the look of the 84 ones are so dope. So man, Simon, thank you so much. So much. I am beyond myself. Now I need to figure out where I'm going to display them because they are going on display. You know what I think I'm going to do? Because I have I'll show you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me see this camera. Let's see here, guys. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this new this webcam. Let's see if I can show you. There we go. Okay. So that's the top of the entertainment unit. And if you could see through the glare, you can probably see there the black line and the green line on the right side. And then I have DC cereal boxes. I'm going to move those cereal boxes out of the way and probably just display all the lions right there. Because, yeah, I definitely I got to show off these lions. Man, so, wow. Again, guys, I'm gonna show you guys them again. I love that for some reason, you know, the newer ones were more round. These ones have more of that squarish, you know, they're much more like, you know, obviously the Transformer style, but I just think when it comes to the what's the word I'm looking for? The just the structure, you know, the more squareness on them. I think it fits better. I think it has a better look. It's kind of like when cars got really roundy. You know, like in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s, they got really like too round. Like I remember Ford's cars, some of the like the Asian made Japanese and I believe like Korean cars, like the Kias got really round too in the early 2000s. But I remember the Fords they looked like I don't know, just round little alien bugs. And now like the Ford Taurus is beefy and dope, and cars still have some certain roundness to it, but they're more you know, they're beefed out. And I feel like the new ones are more rounded, but these ones have more beef because of the squared shape. That's kind of the point that I was trying to make. Megaro, what's going on? Yes, form feet and legs, and I form the head. Brick Hunter, what's going on? Yes, I was just saying in my head, it's like, oh my gosh, do I open them or not? Hey, let me tell you guys something too. So I have Transformers, right? And my son is huge on Transformers, so I live through him because I don't open mine, but I will buy him Transformers for his birthday or for Christmas, and I just use his toys to play with, right? So yeah. Toys are meant to be handled. I open everything. And then Brick Hunter says, comics are meant to be read, but we slap them. Hey, man, it's you know, it's to each their own, and how we get a joy out of it. You know, I actually, funny thing is, I actually just recently opened up some of my Star Wars figures that I've had. You know, it's still in the case or in the plastic for, you know, like probably since the 90s, just because it's about display for me still. It's not like I'm playing with them, but I said, you know what? I'm going to put them on display outside of the box. So sometimes, even if it's not about playing with them, displaying them could mean that you still want to take them out of the box and display them that way. So it all depends. And I'm going to keep these in the containers. I love the thing about these is that I think the boxes are a really nice display frame. I mean, you got Voltron up here with the classic Voltron writing font, and you know, with the background, it screams, it's so 1980s original series. And I just think it displays well in this. I don't need to take it out of this for it to not be a solid display. The back's dope too, you know. So I will definitely be keeping these in their boxes for sure, at least for the foreseeable future, right? Like I don't see myself opening them up anytime soon. So, man, I'm gonna get to some comments, Simon. Again, thank you so much, man. I have no words, and I'm just truly grateful. Yeah, man. Isaac says, "Are you going to be collecting any more Star Wars figures?" you know, I said this recently in some videos. Like I haven't spent. I've been. It's been tough being a struggling student. You know, I just graduated last summer, so when you have kids and you know you're not working a full-time job and you're going to school, it's tough to balance financially. And I always want. I mean, my budget for comic books are going to be the most probably. You know, if I have expendable income, it's going to go to comics. Um, and maybe some new clothes once in a while, but I hardly even buy myself new clothes. But actually, I lost over 35 pounds since last April, so I had to buy myself some new clothes this year. But anyways, that's another story. Um, so yeah, I mean, I haven't really bought in much toys or spent a lot of money on toys because I think right now, you know, I have a good amount of toys. I am appreciative of the toys that I have. I don't have a lot of space to display many more toys. So I said, you know what, with the money that I have, and if I have extra spending money, I want to buy comic books, you know, and that's just what's, you know, making me happy right now. Brick Hunter says, I build Lego USC Star Wars sets and display them. Yeah, that's awesome, man. My son is a big Lego builder. Did you guys watch the brick what was it called? What was the Lego show called? Brick Hunters? No. Oh, that's Brick Hunter. Guys, what was the Lego show called? We just watched it. Me and my son just watched it. It was dope. I actually got kind of emotional on the last episode. Yeah, I'm a. But anyways, I love that show, man. And yeah, I always ask my son, like, "Are you gonna build this? And do you want me to get what was like in the Lego movie? What was it called? Where it was the cement glue, right? I forget what it was called, and it was like all the Lego characters were afraid of it. But I'm like, do you ever want to just like, you know, glue your piece together and keep it like that to display? But he's like, nah, I'm good, you know. Yep. There's a Lego Voltron set. Yes, I did know, and I looked at that recently. I think on what I don't know what if it was Target, but it was like $200 and something or something. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. I know. Like I would love to get that and have my son build that. Lego Masters. Yes, Lego Masters. It was an awesome show. Luis Pagan says, you have a dedicated room for your collectibles. You can make room. Thank you. It's tough. It really is. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you know, I got the back wall here, and I got bins over here. So you see the superhero figures. There's some bins over there with figures and books. You can't see them because they're behind my comics. Posters on the wall. And then I got my unit here that is so filled up. I mean, and it's a mess up here on the desk right now, but there's a lot of toys and books there. And then I got my Star Wars wall with the shelving unit, stuff on top of the comic book shelves. And then I got my Transformer wall. I mean, I got a little more room for some Transformers. But I mean it's let's see. Sorry guys if I'm making you dizzy. All the stuff on the walls over here. So space is becoming tight around here, which is a good thing. You know, again, I'm blessed and I'm grateful. Man, how do I keep this? I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Whoop. Actually, let's put this over here for right now. I still needed this a new webcam that I'm trying to figure out what's the best way for it to sit for my live stream. So, anyways, guys, yeah, man. King's hat. Yeah, actually, this is my son's hat. I borrowed it for him. It was cool because, unfortunately, like, you know, with the COVID and the lockdown happening, we, for the first time since I was like in school, we got a tax return, a really solid tax return money this year. And I was able to get my kids a little something. And we went to the Arden Mall in Sacramento before the shutdown. and get them a couple things. And this is one thing that he got, so I'm just borrowing it and wearing it. But yeah, I'm glad we got to get out and do something for the kids before the shutdown and everything. Let's see. Brick Hunter says, when that Lego Voltron set retires, it'll go for 400. Yep, it's crazy. Simon says, yo, those lions were way bigger than I thought they would be. I needed a bigger box. Yeah, I know. I was like, I wasn't even. It's like, what could this be? Click C for comics. What's going on? All right, Luis. Luis is he's pushing me. He says, I see a ton of white spaces. You have at least 40 square feet left. Put it to good use. I could start hanging stuff from my ceiling. Speaking of hanging from my ceiling, last year I put up hanging planets for my son in his room, and then just recently I got him glow-in-the-dark stars to put up on the ceiling. So he has a solar system and a whole bunch of stars on his solar system. So that's pretty cool. You know what, Isaac? I've never really been into Doctor Who. Not that I hated it ever, but I just, you know, I don't know. I never really watched the show. Although I did do a commission for Genome Presents a couple years ago now of Doctor Who with the you know, the booth, the phone booth behind him. What's going on, Dre Boogie and J2K? What is up? Thank you for joining us today. For those that just popping in, this was an unboxing of an amazing act of kindness from Simon R, who is in the chat. He knew that I'm a collector of Voltron, and I had 2 of the Voltron 84 Lions, and he has completed my set, and I'm just so beyond thankful and grateful right now. Yellow Lion, Blue Lion, and Red Lion. So big shout out over and over again to Simon. I'll be hitting you up in a little bit. I know you're on the East Coast, so maybe I'll hit you up tomorrow. I'm probably keeping you up late right now too. So yeah, man. Wow, guys. I'm blown away. I'll get these up. I'll get these up on top of my entertainment center, make some room. And to Luis's point, man, I mean, I'll get some more Transformers. You know, sometime down the line. Like I said, Transformers, Star Wars. You know, I think the last money I was really spending on Star Wars stuff was the 40th anniversary stuff, which was kind of overhyped. But I like them. You know, I like the 40th anniversary figures. You can see some of them behind me there, but so I didn't see many like 40th Empire Strikes Back figures, but I haven't really been keeping my eye out for them for anything. But I mean, I probably got enough Star Wars stuff right now for the most part. But I do want to add some more Transformers. I want to add a couple more movie posters. I love the movie posters. They're decently cheap. You know, I can find frames at Michael's for decently cheap, but I don't even know if Michael's is open back up yet. You know, probably get some more MCU posters. I wanted to get a Spider-Man Homecoming poster. I don't have that yet. Saw them for like $7 on Amazon. I have my Infinity War and in-game poster. I could go. Oh, you know what I really want? Yeah, I want to get a Winter Soldier movie poster. Because I definitely got some room over here. This is what the wall that I'm pointing at. That's where the video game center is. It has just most of my movie stuff, my movie posters. So I got room for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably at least 8 more movie posters that I can squeeze in there. So yep. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Man, I'm gonna have to say, oh god, that's such a hard question to answer, man. What is my favorite Star Wars movie? Okay, the one that I remember, I told the story a lot about the first time and I'm going to show you guys. Give me one sec. The first time I ever watched a Star Wars movie, that I remember, okay, was on Laserdisc at my uncle's house, and he was a big geek, a big Star Wars fan. And I watched them on Laserdisc. These aren't his. I found these at a used bookstore for $1 each. Can you believe that? Really cool. Laserdisc, man. So, and I recall it being possibly being Return of the Jedi. But now that I started thinking about it more, and actually, when I watched it at his house on Laserdisc for the first time, it might have been the original one, because what I also had was a cassette tape, but I think this was from my uncle. He recorded it for us from Laserdisc to cassette tape, Return of the Jedi. So Return of the Jedi has a lot of nostalgia for me because I remember it as being the first one I watched. And, you know I watched it over and over because we had it on VHS. I don't think we had the other ones on VHS until I was a little older. So, Return is obviously my most nostalgic, but I would have to say Empire Strikes Back in terms of a full-fledged movie. Looking at all the variables, Empire Strikes Back is definitely my favorite. But you know what's up there is Revenge of the Sith. And people say what they say about the prequels, but I respect the prequels. I know I recognize that they're not without flaw, especially Phantom Menace. But I mean, we do have Darth Maul, and we had some of the most epic lightsaber battles in that movie. But Revenge of the Sith, I think, is right up there with the original trilogy for me. So you know, yeah. So I still would have to put Empire as number one though. So let's see. What is your favorite? Who's your favorite Transformer? My favorite Transformer out of the movies, which I have issues with. I talked about this. I can't stand Michael Bay. It's personal at this point. I thoroughly enjoyed the first movie though, but I like what they did with Bumblebee's character, and Bumblebee was my favorite character out of the movies. But out of just Transformers in general, Optimus Prime, man, Optimus Prime. I have more Optimus Prime figures than I do any other figure. Optimus Prime has some of the most quotable quotes that, and I'm not trying to sound ridiculous, but seriously, like, you could talk about Martin Luther King quotes or JFK quotes, right? Man, there are some Optimus Prime quotes out there too that are like, wow, like, I mean, life-changing spiritual quotes. Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, man, he's I hope he receives a Lifetime Achievement Award for what he's done with the character. His voice is so iconic, and the leadership of Optimus Prime and the soul that Peter Cullen brought to the character is just something that has inspired me as a child and as an adult. And man, just absolutely. But I really like Ultra Magnus too. I think Ultra Magnus is kind of a underrated character. I know he gets some flack for trying to be like an Optimus, copycat. But the reason why I like Ultra Magnus is has a lot to do with his design. His design is dope. I love his design. Do you have an X-Men poster? I don't have an X-Men poster up. All I have on my wall for Marvel is Spider-Man and Captain America and then Infinity War. But I do have some. I had an X-Men poster. I had a Jim Lee X-Men poster on my wall as a kid as a teenager. I think did it come in one of the X-Men number ones or, the Jim Lee run? But yeah, I don't have any up right now. Oh, you know who my favorite Decepticon is Soundwave. Soundwave's my favorite Decepticon for sure. Transformers Masterpiece tomorrow, Tommy is yep. I have Soundwave. Yeah, my son got one, got Wheeljack. The the Masterpiece. Tomorrow is it Takara Tommy?
Yes.
Masterpiece. Wheeljack. So yeah, those are dope. Click see for comment says your set is not complete. You're missing Cookie Lion. Who's Cookie Lion? What is this Cookie Lion? I need to know. You know about Cookie Lion? Luis, what does Luis say? Luis says, love all your videos. Be good, be safe, and always speak the truth. Your CGC rants are epic. I'm old school, so I appreciate peeps who call it like it is and not drink the CJ. Hey, I appreciate that, Luis, and you know, I'm not anti. I try not to be anti anything, but I'm a realist, and I like to call things out. And I'm a business mind, and I should have been a lawyer, you know. And I like to bring the truth to the table, and I speak it how it is. And I am getting ready to, you know, I didn't ask for a refund for my CGC membership this year. And I decided to say, hey, let's go with it. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here to kind of do me justice. And if they do, I'll speak on it. But I do think there's a lot of things that still need to be addressed with CGC and the slabbing industry in general. I would like to see some positive changes moving forward that help the industry. You know, and I'm going to stick to that. But you know, that's just my interpretation of the situation. Revenge of the Sith, yeah, it's a good one, man. I mean, it's right there. It's I can argue it as being my second or third. You know, I hate overshadowing the first Star Wars: A New Hope, but I mean, George Lucas just built on it so well with Empire, and then, like I said, Revenge is just. I love, excuse me, not Revenge, Return of the Jedi. I love Return of the Jedi. And people give that movie crap because of the Ewoks, but I mean, come on, man. We have the finally the face off between father and son, and good and evil, and the Emperor. You know, and it's like, and that whole scene, the aesthetics of that whole scene is just so visually appealing, man. It's great. So it's hard to put anything above those two movies or the three movies, but Revenge of the Sith is right there for me. People not Hayden Christensen for being whiny, but I think ultimately that was needed. I think ultimately we saw that there was a part of Anakin that was this kind of like, you know, nose in the air, whiny little brat at times. And, you know, we saw that kind of come out in Luke's character. You know, he pouted around, and I don't want to hear anything about cheesy lines from any of, whether it be the prequels or the sequel trilogy, because man, you know, Luke being, you know, do I have to, you know, like this whole kind of melodramatic, like the lines there in the first film. So come on now, Revenge of the Sith is a great movie, man. It's one of the top in my opinion for sure. I don't have a favorite Flash comic book. Flashpoint, probably Flashpoint in terms of a run. I haven't read too much Flash stuff, so I can't really have a deep opinion on Flash books to say like I have one favorite. You know, one of my favorites in my collection is the Flash #1 of the '87 series. It's in like minty fresh condition, and it's not extremely. It was like a $20 book maybe, but yeah, you know. But the Flashpoint series was awesome, and I did read. I didn't read all of New 52 Flash, but I read the first couple of volumes of the trades, and I really like that story. But I need to get back on it, man. I need to. Brick Hunter says Empire. Yes, yes. Count Von Strange, how's it going? Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, for those that are just coming in, man, I want to show off again, and I'll probably be logging off in a minute here. I know it's late, especially on the East Coast, guys, and my battery's getting low. I didn't bring my charger out, but once again, big thank you to Simon R, man, going out of his way to send me this awesome act of kindness, and I'm just blown away and beyond grateful. He completed my Voltron 84 lion set with the red lion. I'll be hitting Simon up tomorrow on Instagram. Yellow lion and blue lion. So I'm just, wow. Thank you so much to Simon. Brick Hunter says, what's a laser disc? You must not be as old as I am. This is a laser disc. Okay, now a laser disc came out around the early 80s, and it was basically, I'll show you what one looks like here. This is what a laser disc looks like. And what does it look like? A big Blu-ray. So Laserdisc was the first laser technology, I believe, I think even before the CD, or maybe around the same time. I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on that. But it was around the early 80s, and they lasted until basically the late 90s. I think there might have been a little bit of production going into the early 2000s, but the problem was the production never caught on. I don't think they were very cost viable in terms of your production standards for a business. They weren't very cost viable. You know, there just wasn't enough profit margin. But as technology began to or continued to evolve, obviously with music we got the compact disc, but we got Blu-rays, in like I think what really like the early 2000s. I think the first Blu-ray hit the market maybe in like what 98 or 99, but they didn't really catch on until the early 2000s. So did I say Blu-ray? I meant DVD. Excuse me. DVD was first, obviously. The first DVD, 98, 99, somewhere around there. Didn't catch on until the early 2000s. The DVD replaced for good. Well, at least at that point, the Laserdisc, and then of course that continued to evolve into the Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray now and so forth. So this is a Laserdisc, man. They're about the size of a record, and they had players that kind of looked like CD players or DVD players, where they would have a tray pop out, and you put the disc in and pop it in, and it plays it. So like I said, they didn't really get caught on. I mean, they were a high price point for consumers because the cost to manufacture them just was high at that point in time, and they just couldn't get people to buy into it. It was so much cheaper to mass market VHS cassettes, or VHS tapes, should I say. And that just lasted for the 20 years or so until the DVD finally said, okay, we have a technology. We have the technology now to make a product that could be cost affordable for the production and for consumers. So that's your Laserdisc. But they were awesome, man. I am still looking for a Laserdisc player to be able to watch these on. I saw a couple on like eBay. They're trying to sell a used one for like $250. I'm like, no, thank you. But I was hoping maybe I'd find one in a Goodwill one day or something. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Con Strange says Empire was my favorite movie till recently. I rewatched Rogue One and think it may possibly be my number one. That is I love this opinion. I love this. I enjoyed Rogue One immensely. I think it was extremely well done, and for all the hate that Disney gets, some of it I back. I understand. I wasn't a fan of The Last Jedi for many reasons, but I think Rogue One was amazingly done, and I can see why it's up there on people's lists. It doesn't surpass certain ones for me, obviously, but it's you know what too. It's one that I watched. When I watched it a second time and a third time, I liked it even more. Every time I watch that movie, I like it even better. So absolutely. Dre Boogie says G1. Regarding what? Are we talking about Transformers? What do you Calixte says, what do you play them on? Laserdisc player. So I think I kind of talked about that. I'm assuming that question might have been before that. Again, they look kind of like like an old school CD player or DVD player with just a big tray. The tray was huge. Lost Cause, what is going on? Who's your top 3 artists, and are you gonna post any of your heroes' drawings? Okay, top 3 artists. I'm gonna assume you mean comic book artists, unless you meant top musical artists, because I'm a musician and I love music. But we're talking about comics, so wow, top 3 artists. I think overall number 1 is John Romita Sr. I gotta put him in number 1 for me, hands down. And then I probably would have to say Alex Ross. I just think what he does with watercolors is absolutely breathtaking and amazing. And I think he's changed the game in a lot of ways. It's hard for me to say a third because I have so many that come in there that like are big. Sal Buscema is a big one for me. I think I love what he did with Spider-Man and Captain America. He's very classic, but yet, you know, brought a modern vibe to some of his earlier work. And then, you know, I really like Adam Hughes as a cover artist. You know, I really like his stuff. I like how he, you know, has a very unique style. But there's also those that I grew up on, and I have to say, I have to put Jim Lee at the top of my list, and Todd McFarlane. But Jim Lee was an inspiration to me as an artist, you know, and I used to copy his stuff. And when I used to make my own superheroes and comic books, when I was in like, you know, second, third, and fourth, fifth grade, I would copy a lot of Jim Lee's style. So I have to put him up there. So. All right, guys, my battery is running low. I'm going to try to make this last for a few more minutes. If my computer dies, I apologize, and I thank you all for being here. But I think we can last a few more minutes. I'll try to answer a few more questions. Blaster is a good one. Yeah, and that kind of correlates with my favorite Decepticon being Soundwave, because Blaster is basically a very similar type of Autobot. J2K, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Who's your favorite Decepticon? Soundwave. Soundwave, without a doubt. Absolutely. Empire. Empire. A lot of people saying Empire. I'll say this about prequels. Seeing Yoda throw down was epic. Absolutely. Flashpoint's is a good one. Click C says, that's why he really enjoys my channel. A lot of your principles are mine as well. I appreciate that. I really do. You know, I like that you use the word principle as well, because, you know, I think when we use certain terms that can take things out of context, understanding principles, I think that's you know, if we're looking at them as principles to live by, we could probably figure out that a lot of people have a lot of things in common when based on principle. Laser discs are awesome. CDs on steroid, right? Dawn Dizzle, what is going on? Simon, Solo was a good movie also. I don't understand the hate, and I agree. I talked about this on my show last week with my co-host Jeff, Comic Book Canon. Go check out tonight's show on Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, guys. Comic Book Canon YouTube. I enjoyed Solo a lot, and I don't agree with the hate for that movie either. Lost Cause says, have you read Thor's Jane Foster series? I have not, but I continue to hear so many good things about it, and I want to. I do. I have Marvel Unlimited right now during the lockdown. I've been reading a good amount, but I've been going back to a lot of older stuff, and I haven't been really keeping up on a lot of newer stuff besides Spider-Man, to be honest. Yeah, when Vader showed up at the end of Rogue One, that was dope. And seeing a young Princess Leia, that was dope too. Man, I think Click Seaman Mandalorian blew you away. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the pace. At certain times, the pace was kind of slow, but I think it worked. You know, I don't think it needed to be fast action like on steroids the whole time. You know what I'm saying? The pace was really nice for that show, and I like what they did with it. I like Jon Favreau being you know, having his hands in on Star Wars, and I want to see him continually to continue to be involved moving forward. So, whew, all right, guys, we've been out here for an hour. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm pretty exhausted. I've been battling. I've been having some legal battles during the days that have been taking up a lot of my energy, and I had to deal with that again today. And I appreciate being able to come out here and spend it with you guys. But I am pretty exhausted at this point. But again, Simon, you are the man. Thank you so much. So much from the bottom of my heart. And I'm beyond appreciative. And I just want Simon's act of kindness to be a model for everyone right now, to just, giving doesn't need to be physical things either. So I'm not saying, guys, go out and give physical possessions to other people, but the act of giving could be physical, it could be sentiment, it could be emotions, it could be energy, and just keep giving and extending our love and positivity to all, especially during these times right now, man. And I'm blessed to be able to come out here and spend some time with you guys, even if we're not in the same room or face to face. I appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot. It goes way beyond comic books. This is life, and we reach into these hobbies and these things to find deeper meaning, and that's why I always tend to get deep with you guys, even when we're talking about comic books, because it means that much to me. And I'm sure at the end of the day, even if everyone's not consciously thinking about it,